This ever happened to you? Have you ever been out in public somewhere, maybe at a coffee shop or a conference or a networking event or even at a friend's party, and across the room you notice somebody that's very attractive or somebody that you'd really like to speak to? Maybe it's a business owner, maybe it's an entrepreneur you follow online, and you know you want to go up and talk to them, but everything inside you just stops. Your chest tightens, you can't get a word out, and you're thinking like, don't blow this, don't blow this. So you don't approach. Or you do approach and you start talking, and like 5 seconds into it, your brain just blanks out and you're like, okay. You say something really vague or you laugh awkwardly at the wrong moment, and then you spend the rest of the night kicking yourself, man, oh, that was bad, I blew that. So in this video, I'm going to tell you exactly why that happens from an actual neurological perspective. And I'm going to give you a simple 5-step process to break it. But first, I need you to understand something that people in this space really don't say out loud too much. This phenomenon, this freeze, it's not a personality flaw. It's a status mismatch your nervous system is trying to protect you from. And once you understand that, everything changes. And here's what makes this particular problem so brutal for guys like us. And I say guys like us because I struggled with this most of my adult life. You're already pretty established in life. Either you've climbed the corporate ladder, you've made it to a certain level of success, or you're your own business owner, you've built something real. You understand systems and processes, you understand funnels, you understand copywriting, you understand sales processes. You think in a way that most people can't even imagine. And by every measurable standard, you're more capable than most people that you run into. And yet when you're out somewhere and the second somebody walks into the room, maybe they've got a bigger following, they've built a bigger company, or they're just really, really beautiful, and they carry themselves a certain way, like almost with a particular effortless confidence. And your brain downgrades you automatically, without your permission. You become smaller, not because you are smaller, but because something in your nervous system's run a real quick calculation and it's already determined this person is more valuable than me. And when that happens, your body does what your brain was designed to do from all the way from 200,000 years ago, and that is to shut down to protect. It protects you from the threat of rejection by keeping your mouth shut. So you can close a $5,000, $10,000 deal over email, no problem, but you freeze when someone impressive is standing 3 feet in front of you. That gap between who you are, the businessman, and who you are out in social situations, that's what we're going to fix today. So let's talk about what's really happening in your brain when you get that freeze, because understanding that mechanism is the first step to breaking it. And most confidence coaches won't ever explain it this way because they just simply don't know it. Our brains have a threat detection system. It's called the amygdala, and that operates faster than conscious thought. Its whole job is to scan the entire environment and find threats before your brain ever has to consciously think about it. Now, for most of human history, that was a physical threat, right? A predator, a poisonous snake, a dangerous spider, a saber-toothed tiger, whatever. Something that could kill you. See, here's the thing. Our amygdala doesn't distinguish between what's physical danger or what's social danger. To our nervous system, the threat of being rejected or embarrassed in a social situation is the same thing. It's just as dangerous as a physical threat. The stakes feel like it's a real survival situation because for over 200,000 years, it really was. Being cast out of the group meant certain death. Now, a layer on top of that is something called the social hierarchy comparison. Your brain is constantly and unconsciously running a social status calculation. Where do I rank relative to the people around me? And when it perceives someone as higher status, it triggers a threat response. It's the same neurological machinery that makes animals at the zoo, when you see the big alpha come walking in, everybody gets quiet and curls up. It's the same mechanism. You shrink, you get smaller, you don't talk, your mouth stopped working. It isn't weakness, it isn't a character flaw. It's 200,000 years of social evolution, and it's running automatically anytime you walk into a room or a situation or an event where there's a lot of people around. So you don't have a confidence problem, you have an uncalibrated threat response. And those are two completely different problems and two completely different solutions. The reason this matters is because you've been told you have a confidence problem, and you think you can fix a confidence problem by listening to heavy metal or rap music or reading David Goggins or listening to a David Goggins, interview where he's cursing and getting fired up. There's a reason that doesn't work long term because it's aimed at the wrong thing. You can't talk your amygdala out of a threat response by giving it a pep talk, but you can absolutely retrain it. So now let's talk about it. But first, I want to give you a real quick reframe. Status or higher status is not something that someone is just fixed with before they walk into a room. It's a perception, and a perception is created by the interaction itself. The most socially confident people in the world weren't born like that because they're just higher status. They're confident because they learned, either consciously or unconsciously, that they help determine or shape the flow of the interaction. They're not reacting to the room, they're shaping it. Please remember, your brain right now thinks that you're auditioning for the approval of these people, and you're not. So here we go, 5 steps that you help break this pattern forever, and I call it the reset method. Number 1, R, realize what's actually happening. The moment you feel that status freeze, like, oh my God, I'm not good enough, stop right there and name it. Out loud in your head. This is my threat response. It's not really a threat. I'm not in danger. It's just a threat response. Naming it activates your prefrontal cortex, and that interrupts the automatic reaction. You're not suppressing a feeling, you're simply refusing to obey it. That single step, practiced consistently, is worth more than 6 months of watching motivational videos to get yourself pumped up. Step number 2 in reset, E, enter with a question, not a performance. The freeze hits you worse when you feel like you need to be impressive to somebody. Stop trying to be impressive. Instead, be curious. What are they working on? What do they think about something that recently happened within the industry? Curiosity is incompatible with anxiety. The two cannot operate in the same space at the same time. They fight for the same mental bandwidth, and curiosity will always win. Step number 3 for reset, S, slow down. When you freeze and you force yourself to speak, then you rush, then you babble, then you say things like, you feel the need to fill the silence with whatever comes first because silence is bad. Don't do that. Higher status people speak slowly, not because they are slow, but because they're comfortable. Deliberate pace signals that you're not afraid to take up space. Practice this everywhere starting today. Slow your speech down by about 20% in all interactions. Make it a baseline so that it's available when you need it. Step number 4 of reset, E, evaluate, don't elevate. This tip right here changed my entire life. Every time you meet someone that your brain has kind of pre-scored that they're higher status than you, give yourself one specific job. Be curious and find out something about them. At the end of the day, we're all human beings. We all have feelings. We all have good times, bad times. The person that's built a $10 million online business, they started from somewhere, right? They went through growing pains. They invested in things that weren't worth money. They spent hours and hours trying to fix emails and customer complaints. So when you see them, your brain thinks that they're a symbol, but they're not a symbol. They're just a regular person. The fastest way to equalize that social gap, that hierarchy gap, is to just be curious about them as a person. And finally, step number 5 of reset is T, train the reps. Everything we've talked about so far sounds great, and it's all theory, but if you don't put it into practice every single day, you're not going to get any better at this. Our nervous systems learn through repeat exposure, not through understanding. So you can watch all these YouTube videos, read all the books you want, and you're learning how to deal with the social anxiety and how to stop freezing, but you're not really learning anything. You're not training your nervous system. Now, I'm not saying at your next, industry conference you walk right up and start introducing yourself to the keynote speaker. I'm saying, depending on your level of social anxiety, start small. Start at the grocery store. Start with the checkout person at the grocery store. Each interaction will recalibrate your threat response. So over time, you learn, oh, this isn't so bad. Like, I can keep a conversation flowing. I'm not going to run out of things to say. They're just a person, just like me. And the most people that you actually meet are really cool. So putting them up on the pedestal is not helping anything, right? There is no substitute for practice. Volume is what's going to do it. So that's it. That's the 5 steps, the reset method. Practice them every single day. And here's what I want you to take away from this video. That freeze, that status freeze, one, it happens to most of us. It happened to me my whole life. It's not proof that something's wrong with you, that your nervous system is just uncalibrated for social situations, and that can be trained, that can be fixed. Nobody trained you, nobody taught you this, you didn't learn it at school. The hustle porn content that you're always watching to get pumped up, right? That's not going to train it out of you. But you're here, you've made it through the whole video, that already puts you a level above everybody else who's not going to take action. They're just going to go watch another video, but not you. You're going to go out this week and you're going to work the reset method, all 5 steps. Maybe you've had this freeze happen before and it's been terrifying, right? You're really embarrassed about yourself. All that is, if you take nothing from this video, it's just a skill gap. It's not about you personally. It's not you're not a bad person. It's just a gap in your skills, and skills improve over time with practice. So you've got to put the reps in. That's it. That's the whole game. So thank you if you've made it this far. If you like what you heard so far, you want to read a little bit deeper, I have a link down below to my article on my Substack. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.